Hope you are having a lovely week. And I have a lot on this week. I am working tomorrow this week, and then on Saturday I have my exam in Edinburgh for my more advanced massage techniques, which I'm excited about. And you may have noticed that I've been really getting on with my book, which has been awesome, but I feel brain fried. So, I was actually saying to someone yesterday that I still sometimes have to stop myself when I see myself sprinting at something, like sprinting at a marathon, and I'm only going to just completely burn myself out. So we have to do it in small baby steps, and I have to remember that same advice for myself. So today I am tired, exhausted, feeling all the feels, and showing up anyway, because that's what we do. The reason why we've built this beautiful community in this way, in this space, off social media privately, which is starting all over again, because I loved having a Facebook group. I loved having you guys in there, and it was easy because we were all on that same platform engaging, but we weren't intentional about our time for reflecting and doing stuff for our self-development and our self-growth. So coming to a different platform straight away means that you're being intentional about it, because you're choosing to come to a place that you're not easily on all the time. So it's a choice, but also it's away from all the game of social media and the overwhelm and the tiredness and the exhaustion of all the comments and everything that comes with social media. However, we love it because we might be feeling lonely. So this is why I want to come and talk about this today. Do you feel lonely? I am feeling lonely are really hard words to say to anybody and even admit to yourself. Yet that can be one of the underpinning reasons why we're spending so much time on the scroll hole and on social media, because we are feeling lonely. Now, I'm talking to you, woman to woman, woman to women in here. Whether you're in a relationship or you're single, this applies and this matters. And if you feel like this doesn't apply to you because you are in a happy relationship, still listen to this, because I don't care whether you're on your own or with somebody, this shit matters for you as a woman, okay, to hold on to and remember, because I felt years and years of feeling lost, feeling unheard for different reasons, different dynamics in different toxic relationships. I felt unappreciated, taken advantage of. I felt all those things. And that led me to feeling very lonely and very disconnected and feeling like I'm having to deal with all this shit on my own. Then I lost my best friend. Then I lost my mum, both of them, unexpectedly, quickly. And then I was like really fucking alone, because the two closest people that you would have in your life are just not there either. So I know more than anyone how it feels to be feeling lonely and having to really address that. And I know that there are some people in here who haven't come to our circles and our cup of chit chat Zooms yet. And maybe because of this live, the things I talk about today might be some reasons why. But if you are this person, you're feeling this way, just know that when you come to these events, you leave glowing, you leave feeling alive, you feel connected, you feel like you belong, you feel heard, seen, understood. And it didn't matter how you showed up, whether you showed up on camera or whether you just showed up not on camera and just listened for the first time. I have had ladies feedback to say that they never in a million years believe or feel that they would ever show up to one of these events, yet they did. And they even couldn't believe that they switched their camera on, because normally they just would never even consider doing that. And we turn up like this our beautiful selves. I'm not going to say that this looks like shit. This is just me on a day when I have mushroom eyes. We turn up in our pajamas. We turn up with messy hair. Okay, this isn't about, needing to put a face on. This is about just being you, in your raw form. And there's nothing more beautiful than coming to the events in this community. So to get the best out of it, do come along. However, let's talk about this loneliness. Okay, there's a little formula. I like to formularize everything because it just helps my brain understand stuff. There's loneliness. We're feeling the loneliness. We want connection. Connection brings us belonging. Loneliness, connection, belonging. That's the journey. We can't get to belonging until we have the connection, and we can't get to the connection until we can get out of the loneliness. And this is where we can feel really stuck in it. It's like a vortex just sucking you in. Okay, this feeling, this emotion is a vortex just sucking you in, and it's barricading you. And that's what we're going to talk about. So feeling lonely, feeling unappreciated, feeling tired of feeling unappreciated, just feeling exhausted because you're giving. But at the end of it, underneath it all, you may feel, I am lonely. So we've heard before that what stops us coming to things like our events and circles, or reaching out to other women, or just going to things in your local area, the fear and anxiety that you feel before you step out and go to any of these sorts of events, or just going to the local gym, even just going to the shop. I actually support a lot of women who feel very agoraphobic and actually don't even like or feel comfortable going to the local shop. And when we feel this level of anxiety, we know that it's a feeling of fear of rejection, a fear of being misunderstood, a fear of showing vulnerability and maybe being taken advantage of because we've been taken advantage of in the past, fear of being judged. Those are the 4 key fears underneath that fear, okay, of that loneliness that's keeping us sucked in, stopping us getting to connection. So we have to take responsibility because, like I said, if you're in a relationship and you're feeling incredibly lonely, or if you're single and you're lonely, I did this for years. We tend to put the expectation of somebody else helping us feel better about that loneliness, and we give the responsibility to the other person. Now, I used to do this because I used to blame my partner for my loneliness, and I used to feel like I was lonely inside the relationship because what did we just sat there and watch telly? Like, it was so fucking boring, dull. We weren't doing anything exciting as a couple. And anytime I tried to express things I needed or wanted, he didn't want to do those things. So they got ignored and poo-pooed. So we didn't do those things. I didn't go out and do those things for myself because I wanted to be doing them with him. So I just sat there and did what he wanted to do, which was watch telly, or okay, fine, we'll just stay here then. And I felt lonely, and I felt unheard, misunderstood. I felt bored. And I wasn't taking responsibility for my needs. I was expecting him to want to join in with the things that I wanted to do. So it was his fault. So again, with that example, and I know you understand this, we're putting this with responsibility onto the other person. Now, that could be a romantic relationship. This could be a friendship where this is happening. When we take that responsibility back and we think, well, hang on a minute. Why am I if I'm feeling angry with you and something's not happening in my life and I'm feeling lonely, then I need to bring that back to me a second. Why am I feeling lonely? What am I missing? I'm missing laughing. I'm missing having friends, going out with people, meeting up, having someone to go for a walk with, or a cake with, or a coffee with, or what are those things? And my partner doesn't want to do those things. So I'm on my own, I'm bored, alone. But I'm not going out to make those connections to try and find friends because I'm scared, terrified, in the vortex of fear of rejection. And so I'm not able to make those connections. And because, like I said right at the beginning, loneliness, connection, belonging, I can't get to belonging because I'm still stuck in the loneliness zone because I can't make the connections. So, needs, my needs. What are my needs? What are your needs? What are your desires? What are your values? What are your passions? How do you start expressing those, taking actions and finding opportunities to go do things with the stuff that you want to do, the stuff that lights you up? If we're taking radical responsibility, it sounds like I'm going to create these opportunities for myself. And if you're coming along, great. And if you're not, bye-bye now. I now speak completely differently, having done these years and years of unpacking and peeling back all the layers and trying to figure out why my relationship sucked and I was attracting people who weren't right for me. I now speak and express so differently to Nick, where I say things like, I'm going to do this thing. You're more than welcome to come and join me. Rather than sitting there saying, I want to do this thing. Can we go do it, please? And then waiting for him to say yes or no. So I'm not asking permission anymore. I'm going to go do this thing. Would you like to come with or not? It's your choice. And then, I can invite other people to come along, whatever. But it's my choice. I'm taking responsibility for the things I want to do. It's his choice whether he wants to come along and join me. 99% of the time, he wants to. When we have a lack of belonging and we don't feel like we belong as a woman, and we're struggling to find friends that really match us, that light us up, that we enjoy having time and conversations with, we feel disconnected, and we feel disconnected from ourselves. So underneath all those fears that are stopping us from going out to make those connections, let's remind ourselves what they are: the fear of rejection, the fear of being misunderstood, showing vulnerability, or the fear of being judged. That's stopping us from, say, coming to our events, coming on a Zoom, going to meet up, connecting with people, coming to a somatic circle, stopping us from just doing anything with other people. What's underneath that? Because let's not stop there. So many people, even coaches and therapists, will stop at that level and just send you off packing home thinking, oh, well, that's because I'm scared of rejection, and I'm scared of feeling misunderstood, and I'm scared of feeling judged. There's more to it. Why? What is the need that you have underneath those fears? Underneath those fears is a basic human need to feel heard, understood, and accepted. We're stuck in a vortex of loneliness because really underneath it all, the emotion, the root need that we're missing is to feel heard, understood, and accepted. And a lot of the feedback that comes back from members who love this community say they love that they can show up raw and honest, and that it's okay to be them, as messy, hot mess that they are, or crying or stressed or had a shit day, and they can talk to people about it and they feel seen, heard, and understood. And when you can feel that way, you can feel connected. So that's the connection. And when you feel the connection, you finally feel like you belong. Belong in this world, belong in this lifetime, belong in this community, just belong. Belong to a tribe. So we would love to feel those three things from other people. But remember, I always say, let's stop putting that responsibility externally onto other people. Yes, we want to feel heard, seen, and understood from other people and accepted. First of all, how do we jump out of this freaking fear vortex, this vortex of fear? Just saying things the wrong way around. I've got too many tabs open in my brain this week. How do we get out that vortex? Ourselves first. How do we even sign up to come to the Cup of Chit Chat on Sunday at 10 o'clock in this community? Go to the events tab, 10 o'clock on Sunday. It's just a Zoom where we turn up like this with a cup of tea and be like, hey, that's it. So nice. How do we click the button to go to along to something like that? We have to hear, we have to understand and accept ourselves before anybody else can. And if we're not hearing ourselves and we're not understanding ourselves and accepting ourselves for who we are as a hot mess and showing up as we are beautifully as we are in our raw form, then we just live in the vortex of fear, of judgment, misunderstood, fear of vulnerability, and fear of being judged by other people. We'll just stay there forever. You won't ever climb out of that vortex. It's true. So this is what I had to work on for years with myself. The journaling, the repeated affirmations, the tapping, the body work, when the anxiety rises up, going to an event or doing something, working through it, hearing myself, understanding myself, and accepting myself. Whether it's a self-acceptance meditation that you're listening to, whether it's journaling that works for you, whatever it is, all of these tools that I share and that we learn together in our somatic circles and we do practically together, all of that stuff helps rewire on a cellular level. Your body is listening to all this stuff, whether you think you're getting the results or not. We're very result orientated people. We want things now. Things like Amazon and technology haven't helped. Okay, we're expecting the results like 3 years ago. Your body is doing the work. That's why you feel exhausted. That's why a lot of personal development and self-growth stuff, coming to these events, you may even feel tired afterwards for a good reason. You come to my treatment room, have a treatment, have reflexology, feel absolutely amazing, your body lets go, but then you're like, oh God, I realized I fucking needed that. I'm so tired. Then you have to have like a week to recover. Recovery is so important when we're doing this healing work, because you have been a donkey carrying this shit for more than 20 fucking years. And you are more than exhausted. You're burned out. You've carried all of this stuff for too long and your body needs to recover. So every time you have like these great healing growth experiences, this spiritual growth and these aha epiphany fucking moments, you then need to plan like nothing for the next 2 weeks. And I speak to Laura. I'm going to mention Laura because we've worked so much on this, because she couldn't identify and understand why she kept feeling like she was taking like 3 steps forward and then like 20 steps back in exhaustion, and I just wanted to hide under a duvet again. Because this is what happens in recovery. You have the growth, you take the leap, you go to the Zoom event, for example, and then you need to sleep for a week. And it's true. It's true. That's how it works. It's not failure. It doesn't mean you're not good enough or you're doing it wrong. It's the recovery process of taking that step. You have to recover afterwards. I still only do like 1 social thing a month in my real face-to-face life. Online stuff, I can handle a couple things a month, 1 thing a month in my personal life, and that's enough for me. That's why boundary work is important, to know your number, know how and where and when you want to spend your energy. But I hope that talk has really helped you with the feeling of loneliness and exactly why it is that we're feeling that way and how to overcome that. Having the courage to overcome that feeling of loneliness and stepping outside of that vortex in order to get to belonging, which is what we all really want to feel. We have our next somatic circle coming up where we do the practical guided exercises to help with all of this amazing growth that we're doing together. So if you can come to those, great. I'd love to see you. Have a fantastic weekend. And like I said, I'm working tomorrow. I've got my exam on Saturday. Woohoo! So if you're coming on to the Cup of Chit Chat on Sunday at 10 o'clock, It'll be the day after my exam. I'll let you know how it all goes. I know I'm passing, so like, that's not the problem. It's just, will I remember all the muscles and the names of the muscles and the insertions and all that crappy boo on the day? That's what I'm revising today, to make sure I remember all those muscle names, which half of them sound like dinosaurs and they're so difficult to remember, aren't I? When my hands are placed on the body, they know what to do. Like, all my clients say, oh, Sam, your hands are so intuitive. Like, you always find the point. But my brain and dinosaur muscle names, oh, it's just, yeah. Have a good weekend and see you on Sunday or next week when I come live. Take care.